All right, peace and power, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. We on chapter 10. We are reading 41 Shades of Men by Priscilla the Queenmaker. And we're chapter 10, the sex deprived man. And it's funny because this is what led ultimately to my meltdown. I was DMing and I'm just like, okay, is nobody going to try to get to know me on a more deeper level? Is it all? Because, honey, this razzle dazzle is not here all the time. I'm keep it real. The razzle dazzle be for special occasions and trips, but on a daily, you finna see this little bit of afro that I got. I just cut off all my locks of years and years and years, and so I like to show men a regular picture of myself outside of the razzle and dazzle because, baby, I need you to be him for more than just the razzle dazzle. The other thing is sex appeal. I ain't nothing wrong with being sexy, but I have a whole brain. I have emotions. If you're just interested in the sexy part, we ain't gonna last. And so in the DMs where it goes down, um, I just see all of this sexual energy moving around. It's fine. I'm a sage, baby. It's what we do. But on the other end of it, it's like, do you want to get to know me, hang out, um, learn the things I don't like, hear my tone of voice, hear how I deliver my emotions, dive deep in my emotions. Like it was none of that going on. So I'm like, let me get out of here. And I'm a runner by nature. And so as I was running off, a couple of brothers showed a deeper interest. And even if it's just friendship, I just need something deeper. Okay. All that rah is cool. I just need a little bit deeper. So we're gonna get right into the chapter 10, the sex deprived man. But when you're deprived of it for a lengthy period, then you value human companionship. But you have to survive, and so you devise all kinds of mental exercises, and it's amazing. And there's a quote from Wole Soyinka. So in this crazy new millennium, the man who is getting the most notice is the incel, short for voluntary involuntary celibate. These are the males who do not choose to be sexless, but are sexless due to some undesirable traits or characteristics about themselves. This chapter is not about him. This chapter is about another near sexless male, and that is the sex deprived male. The sex deprived male is a guy who has a wife or a girlfriend but has been constantly denied sex. The sole intent for his approach is to find a sexual replacement. He has no intentions of uprooting home because many of his other needs are being fulfilled. He will not throw that away for sex alone. In 2014, the internet went ablaze when a man sent a spreadsheet to his wife for every time she turned him down for sex, along with all of her excuses. The court of public opinion deemed this to be a justifiable reason to commit adultery. So be prepared for a male to lie to you about his marital status or to be upfront with the fact that you're just someone he wants to sleep with. You cannot convince this guy to divorce his wife for you, and you can't convince him to be with you for more than just sex. Anything you do outside of sex is a free reward that he gets from both you and his wife. He will play the game to keep you in his pocket without having to become committed to you. I recently stumbled across a woman's channel, Just Pearly Things. She had a male on her show by the name of Anton Daniels of the Lapif Network. He verbally stated, "Do you think men care about what women think, feel, or want? We as men slot women based on what we need from them. I focus 100% on me, and her job is to focus on me," said Anton. If his woman is not fully focusing on him, he will step out and slot a woman for the purpose of using her to do what his wife has slacked on doing. Here's the kicker: one person cannot do everything. Familiarity breeds contempt. Therefore, due to his consistent access to her, she will inevitably fail to meet his ego needs. Males are always on the prowl for something new and exciting. A wife is not new and exciting. This means he will cheat on her because he needs an ego boost that she cannot provide. If he says he is not married, do your due diligence and ask questions. You need to remember the answers to the questions that you ask so you can see the inconsistencies clearly. When you ask these questions, ask them at least a month apart. If you do not have a good ability to recall information, you will need to write it down. When you see an inconsistency, do not question him or make him aware of it. Simply take note. Many of these guys will lie, so it is best to ask a series of questions informally and in passing. Questions. What is his name? You need a real name here because you want to verify what he tells you. If you're going to take someone seriously, a basic people search is something you need to be looking to perform. It is important to know the real name of someone you are dealing with because they will need to hide traces of their behaviors and actions when you try to search for them after the fact. After the fact of some bogus shit they did to you. In my early 20s, I had a guy from the Nation of Islam run a hustle on me. He went by an Islamic name, however, his government name was kept hidden. I was eventually able to get it out of him. However, he made his whereabouts very untraceable after taking advantage of my naivete and running off with large sums of money. My gut feeling suggested I do a research on the inconsistency I heard when he was telling me things. This was in 2008 or 2009. So social media was still in its infancy. MySpace was a good thing, and green dot cards were too. He told me he lived in and resided in upstate New York, but his area code registered as Cleveland, Ohio. This was a red flag, logically and intuitively. However, I did not take heed. I should have given the fact it was accompanied by a gut feeling as well. I was still new to being in tune with my situation. Where does he work? Believe it or not, many males will lie about this. If a male claims to be a highly professional, it is important for you to take note of his ability to spell. Of course, that would mean to you of course, that would mean you too need to know how to spell. A male who has extremely poor vocabulary, spelling, and grammar is a dead giveaway. He is potentially lying about his employment. I recall a time when I was semi dating this 55-year-old guy. I was 28 at the time. A guy he knew asked me out. The entire time he was sending me photos of him in an operating room at the hospital and him in scrubs. He also had a decent sports car. I asked him what he did for work. He said he was a baby doctor. Then I took clear notice of his consistent misspellings of multiple words. Men are ego driven. If he was truly a baby doctor, he would have used the appropriate terminology to make himself feel superior to me. An obstetrician is the appropriate term for that. However, he didn't know that. Illiteracy, poor grammar, and lost on the word for baby doctor was a clear sign of deception at play. There's no way on God's green earth he could have attended anyone's college. On top of that, my gut feeling told me he was on game note. Trust your gut, ladies. I met him at a restaurant that was not Dr. Caliber, and then we went to shoot pool. He tried to sneak a kiss on me without my invitation or permission, and I instantly pushed his face away, and he got upset and stormed to his car and drove off. So what was that about? Simple. He and the guy I was semi dating were friends. I was 28. The guy I was dating was either speaking about me to me in a negative light, which gave his friend the impression he could try me, or he spoke in a way that made this guy jealous and competitive. He felt if the 55-year-old could pull me, then he could certainly have a shot. Since he drove a decent sports car and could pretend to be more prestigious than a 55-year-old, it was no challenge for him. It killed his ego for me to push his face away. Him driving off made no difference to me as I drove my own car. The more questions you ask, the more opportunities you have to discover inconsistencies and lies. My advice, be aware of a male who tries to conceal information or keep you doing most of the talking. You take control of the conversation by being the one asking the questions. He will either be uncomfortable, lie, give you a selective honesty, or be legit. You have to discover which place he is coming from. Do not dismiss gut feelings and ask questions about their true identity. Also, please improve upon your personal knowledge. Contrary to the claims of society, who has lost its zeal for life, education, etiquette, and personal achievement, grammar is important. Spotting grammatical and spelling errors is an easy way to determine if a person is lying about his or her prestigious career and educational background. Please invest in yourself educationally and don't fall for being grammatically lazy in this microwave society. So I'm gonna, of course, insert my now. I value wisdom over education because a lot of people got education and they still out here being foolish. Wisdom is key, and the application of wisdom is where you make judgment at. I don't care about how you spell and all that. I do know that if you are an obstetrician and you go to school and you see the word enough, then of course you would know how to spell it in what they call a baby doctor. Okay, that's just common sense. Anybody going to school to be a baby doctor, any kind of specialty, you'll see the word so much you know how to spell it, and you'll be done put in the time so much that you will want the respect of others, and so you'll make sure to spell it correctly, right? So yeah, with that being said, um get back to the book. This is the sex deprived man. Now, I would hope there's not a lot of men out there that are so sex deprived that you out here lying about where you work. That's insane. It's insane. It's like, and she started speaking on a man who is with someone, and being that their sexual needs aren't being fulfilled, they're not going to leave who they're with. They'll just, use you for sex. Stay woke. Stay woke. If you find out somebody with somebody, do not stay with them hoping that they're going to leave their situation. These brothers are out there. I know a couple of women dealing with the man that is married, the sex deprived man, not getting it from his wife, but still is never going to divorce her. Once you find that out, leave him alone. Because if he was that unhappy, he'll leave. You get what I'm saying? And then, especially if he lying and trying to keep you in the dark about it, yeah, leave that be, ladies. Don't get stuck with nobody with no long ass story. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go. This was chapter 10, the sex deprived man. We are moving on to chapter 11, the down low man. Now we gotta read this. We gotta see where this goes. So I'll see y'all in chapter 11. I might take a little break, see if my seed hungry, warm him up something, then I'll hop back on here. Peace.